Recently, James Charles attended New York Fashion Week, and I have a whole video talking about how critical people were being of influencers being invited and sitting front row at some of the shows. But there were other things being said about influencers that week, specifically about their outfits. And as a result, James Charles is coming out to speak on how haters need to chill out about things like this. Now, before we get into anything, I want to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service with a mission to empower each and every person to express themselves through scent. Let's take a moment for the packaging too. Like, I was shook seeing this new packaging. It's so fancy and I love it. This month, I received Versace's Bright Crystal Absolute, Burberry's Brit Sheer, DKNY Be Delicious, Confessions of a Rebel's Bitch Please, which this one took me right to the beach when I was spraying it. I was like, wait, this is actually gonna be what I'm wearing this month. And finally, Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue, which this is one of my favorite scents. I used to wear it and it always has just such a familiar and cozy feel when I smell it, and I love that I can just keep it in my bag and give myself a little spritz when I need. Now, if you don't have a favorite scent or you want to try something new, Scentbird is the place for you. Scentbird lets you choose a new designer fragrance to try every month for just $17. Every month, you get to pick what you want to receive, so there's no surprises. They have perfumes, colognes, and a lot of unisex options. With each fragrance, you'll get a 30-day supply so you can try out fragrances before committing to a full-size bottle. That can sometimes cost like $100, even up to like $300 or $500, which is crazy. Scentbird carries brands like Prada, Gucci, Versace, as well as indie labels like Skylar, Heretic, and Confessions of a Rebel. And with my code SPILLSESH2, you guys can get 55% off your first month at Scentbird. So whether you want to get your faves or try out some new scents, I know you guys will love Scentbird as much as I do. Once again, it is SPILLSESH2 to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird. Thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into everything. So James attended New York Fashion Week and spent that entire week sharing all his looks on social media. By the end of the week, he posted all of his outfits on his story on TikTok and said, "Trying something new. Thank you, Lena Nash, for all your hard work." These were all the looks that he went with throughout the week, and he had said that he wanted to change things up from his normal outfits and his normal style, so he had his stylist choose some things that were a little out of his comfort zone. He ended up getting a lot of hate for these looks, and one person commented and said, "Fire your stylist." In return, James replied to this person by going through their Instagram and posting all these photos of them in clothes in a way to be like, "Who are you to talk? This is how you dress." He didn't actually say that, but that was the vibe of the TikTok. Literally just sitting there, straight faced, like, okay, like these are your Instagram pics. And everybody in their replies was like, dang, like you really called him out, James. Like these are kind of not it, these fits. But he had more to say when someone commented, "With 37 million followers, this feels like a lot."
I'm so sorry, but I could not disagree more. And I love Elise, the content creator who posted this. Please don't send any hate to her. She has every right to share her opinion. But in my opinion, this mentality is absolute. This app is filled with negativity, and we should not be pretending like it's any other way. Every single day I get tagged in at least 20 to 30 videos making fun of me. Sometimes I will say they're lighthearted jokes and I don't mind getting in on them because I genuinely like to make fun of myself and a good laugh, but majority of the time they are nasty, vile videos that get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views and likes, and that is not a normal thing that anybody should have to go through. And that's a daily thing for me, and I usually keep my mouth shut. People literally compete in my comment section trying to get the top comment by being mean. If people want to get the clout and get the attention from being mean to somebody, in my opinion, they deserve every bit of attention that comes back from that, whether it's positive or negative. Instead of teaching content creators that they shouldn't be clapping back, we should be teaching people that they shouldn't be mean in the first place.
Elise replied to James once again, saying, "I completely understand where you're coming from, James. I do. It's just hard to teach people kindness is the answer when we respond with equal hurt." His original reply ended up getting taken down, the one where he showed the haters' Instagram. Someone had asked him what happened to the video, and he said it got taken down for community guidelines. Someone commented saying I should fire my stylist, and I replied with outfit photos from the commenter's Instagram. Now, James isn't the only one who received some backlash on his New York Fashion Week outfits. outfits because someone made an entire TikTok making fun of all the influencers at the Kourtney Kardashian Boohoo fashion show.
I went to the Boohoo by Kourtney Kardashian show during New York Fashion Week, and I'm here to tell you that it was an absolute hellscape. I should have stolen a pillow to sell on eBay, would have paid my rent for at least a month. Honestly, the vibe felt like a Sims game. Food God was desperado for people to approach him, so obviously I had to indulge. The outfits. The air legit smelled like airbrush foundation, fast fashion factories, and unfairly low wages. Like, I have to admire the blind confidence, but what? And what are those glasses? The front row had many notable figures, including small dogs, bored children, people who refused to look up from their phone, someone's father or sugar daddy, I couldn't tell, some poorly dressed social media stars that I got scolded for not knowing, and finally, the legendary Teresa Giudice. You would have never known she got no fresh air in jail. She was absolutely glowing. Who is this girl her daughter was taking a picture with? No one cared about the clothes, Natch. It was all about the content, baby. Priorities. And this one model in particular, I was obsessed with. Such a schmood.
And there were so many people saying that it looked like Amazon and Shein just like threw up everywhere at New York Fashion Week. And I've definitely seen the conversation go around that people feel like nobody has their own sense of style anymore. I don't necessarily think that's true because I do know a lot of people that have their own sense of style and they don't always like get inspired by Instagram or TikTok or things like that and follow trends in order to dress a certain way. But I also don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing to follow trends because honestly, I did not even know like what I was doing when I was like in middle school and high school. And obviously I was like young then, but I didn't know how to dress, like especially because all my influencers were like Ashley Tisdale on the red carpet and Disney Channel and like, what is this outfit? Even she has come out and said,
it is so bad, I want to give you a 0, but that's not possible. So I give you a 1.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know what was flattering on me. I didn't know what looked cute. I didn't know anything about that. And so now I do kind of like that there is TikTok and YouTube and things like that where I can learn how to dress like for me and feel more confident because I like my outfits and stuff. Some people can do that totally on their own and they're so creative with how they dress, but not everyone is like that. But to judge people based on going with trends, I don't know, but that's just me. There's just so many opinions when it comes to stuff like that, and also just so many opinions when it comes to influencers in general. And I said this same thing in my entire video on New York Fashion Week, that a lot of people were upset they were invited and sitting front row of these shows, feeling like it was disrespectful to those who spend their time and energy going to school for fashion and working in the industry. I think this isn't a fault at all of influencers. This is just a sad way our world works. It's a sad reality. And I'm noticing that this conversation has been coming up way more. That influencers are annoying for all the opportunities that they get, all the stuff that they get for free, and they are just like overseeing influencers when they're like people that work so hard and they are just not as appreciated. So they're like just hating on everything influencers do. And on a business level, I totally see the benefits of hiring influencers, especially to go to a fashion show, whether they were paid or whether they were invited for free. Everyone is going to be posting on Instagram, tagging the brand, giving it promotion, and these influencers do have big followings, so people are probably going to be introduced to new brands, new names, designers, and things like that. It's going to get them publicity. But at the same time, I totally understand that it sucks to see these influencers post on Instagram for 2 seconds at these fashion shows and probably make an employee at that company's salary in one day, or be pampered and treated so well at these fashion shows. Even if they're not getting paid, they're probably getting like a champagne, a nice seat, a little tree, a gift bag, things like that. And I'm sure it's that people are seeing that and they're like, okay, y'all have money for that, but I bet some of your employees are overworked and underpaid. I mean, obviously that isn't the case any and everywhere at every single company, but I think it seems to be the case for most people that they are currently feeling like they're overworked and underpaid, and it's frustrating to see how much these influencers are being pampered and treated and paid, and it definitely creates this hatred towards them from others. People said this so much about Charlie and Dixie when they got famous. Like, why are they doing that? Why are they getting invited to that? Then people start to judge them. They start to judge their outfits and the way that they act and everything like that. When in reality, these people are not going to turn down these opportunities, because a lot of these opportunities they're getting are super awesome and super cool, and there's not a lot of people that would turn them down. There's definitely this divide and this hatred that is growing and growing and growing. It's just crazy, and I could go on and on about this because it's like such a wild thing that's happening right now, and it has been a thing that's happened so much and for so long, but because of social media, we are seeing more of how other people are getting treated by these brands, and there's a lot of like jealousy and hatred that comes with that. But that's just my 2 cents on this whole thing revolving Fashion Week, but I definitely want to know what you guys think about all of this, because there is certainly a conversation to be had. And once again, thank you so much to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. Once again, you can use my code SPILLSESH2 to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.